The Threshold. It was a curious place. Compared to the world of the living, the sky was a few shades dimmer, and the atmosphere felt different than the Soul Society's, despite also being filled with a pronounced amount of reishi. The surroundings were characterized by an inorganic wasteland dotted with bare, rocky cliffs, and there were two structures that did not fit the scenery. One was a luxurious estate, similar to one owned by a Soul Society aristocrat, wide and sprawling and emitting a distinct radiance. And the other structure was even more bizarre. A gigantic royal palace that floated in the sky, reminiscent of the town Squad Zero had in the Ryokyu. Though there was no indication of a living being's spiritual pressure anywhere in the entire palace. Directly below the structure, in the courtyard of the palace on the ground, spoke Aura.
Thank you for your work, Lord Tokinada.
Yes, we had to move fairly quickly, but it seems we accomplished what we needed to in Ichigo Kurosaki's absence.
It seems everything went well for you then? I was expecting you here much earlier. Were you out enjoying yourself?
No, it was because I wasn't at Lord Tokinada's side. It wasn't his fault.
Yes, I'm sure that if Hikone had been with me, things would have gone smoother. However, I was the one who told Hikone to go to the Rukongai, so it's nothing to fret about.
I'm so sorry, Lord Tokinada.
This is a curious place, by the way.
You've only been to this Valley of Screams 3 times now, haven't you?
A Valley of Screams. If the world of the living and the Soul Society were planets, the pipeline that connected them was the Dangai, and the outer space that surrounded them all was the Garganta. Within the void of the Garganta, spaces occasionally floated up like bubbles, filled with enough reishi for humans and Soul Reapers to eke by in.
Yes, it would be very interesting to know why places like this form in the Garganta in the first place.
One theory has it that they form from what once were pitiable Kenpaku, who lost their memories entirely and failed to enter the cycle of reincarnation. If a Hollow's final resting place is the desert of Huecamundo, then this is a simulated place created by humans who escaped from both Konso and the Hollows, and the souls of Soul Reapers and Rukongai residents who strayed from the flow of the cycle of reincarnation.
So, you're saying these places were created because a bunch of reishi happened to gather together?
There are various theories. It may be just the opposite, that when the world was reborn into its current state, these are the spaces that the accumulating reishi might have simply flowed out of. Well, the details of how this space came to be are not relevant now. What is important is that this is a stronghold protected by the Garganta. I do not think that the 4 great noble clans have been involved with Valleys of Scream since the Ryodoji family were cast out. Oh, that sounded like such an enjoyable day. It's not often that those who considered themselves the strongest experienced defeat and banishment into a Valley of Screams, a place that they could not have comprehended. I cannot help but regret that I wasn't there to see it.
I do not know anything about the Ryodoji clan, but if they were still alive, wouldn't they eventually visit the Soul Society seeking revenge?
I'm not sure. The things might have already been resolved with them long ago, and I was simply never informed. But if they do attempt to come in the future, then I will look forward to the moment where I can crush them.
But you've already made the 13 court guard squads your enemy and need to deal with them first, don't you?
Yes, that is exactly correct. Though it's only a fraction of them. Are you frightened?
No. Kisuke Urahara was, of course, frightening, but if he is considered to be in a league of his own, above the 13 courts, then I believe I should be able to deal with the rest.
Don't get too conceited now. Kisuke Urahara is definitely a man with infinite counterplans. However, the Seirete is a den of thieves. Do not forget that even an ordinary soldier may hold a Zanpakuto with a power that could be most disadvantageous to you.
If that were to happen, this man would likely laugh about it. This noble who came to praise me for having nearly invincible power would surely sneer at me the moment I displayed shock at meeting a passing soldier who could easily destroy me.
However, I am looking forward to it. Though you were able to obtain such power because you do not hold any attachment or love to this world, In the world we remake, perhaps you will find something you are just slightly attached to. If that happens, I am genuinely, honestly looking forward to finding out whether you become stronger or weaker. Isn't that right, Hikone?
Yes! I don't really understand what you're saying, but if you're looking forward to it, then so am I.
Will you meet with Kisuke Urahara? He's currently being held captive in one of our group members' abilities.
Let's not. He is the kind of man who could kill us with one spell. We must be cautious of him, and though it was no mistake to capture him, having me meet with him face to face would be like a commander sprinting onto the front lines of a battleground. I do not intend to act suicidally. We will have him make a Hogyoku after we destroy everything he was meant to protect. No, maybe we should in fact take them hostage without breaking them. However, I do have some desire to see his face the moment I kill the people he loves.
Actually, when we captured Kisuke Urahara, another Soul Reaper also fought us.
Ah, yes. I was interrupted before I could view the footage directly, but spiritual pressure data other than Urahara's was observed. Since the Kurosaki family is gone, was it the Squad 13 soldiers who are currently occupying the town?
It was the lieutenant of Squad 9, Shuhei Hisagi.
Hisagi? Hisagi? Oh, yes! Kaname Tosen's disciple! What a strange coincidence! I was hoping to take my time making a plaything of him, but it seems I may be breaking him in earlier than I expected. Though I was looking forward to seeing how he would report on my inauguration in the Seirei Bulletin.
He's cut off in Karakura Town. He likely cannot come after us. Then again, I don't think he would have been able to come after us even if he had been in the Soul Society.
No, the Soul Society will likely show up in a few hours. No, perhaps even in a few minutes, if Mayuri Kurotsuchi is with them. You will likely discern my goals and location immediately.
Are you fine with that? Based on Shunsui Kyoraku's personality, he will likely proceed in secrecy. But he will still send in very skilled people for the occasion.
Then he'll just be doing what I expect him to. Him coming here is a good thing, since I can't keep up my charades forever. If we are going to get this done, we should do it fast. Now I can openly kill all of those who disturb my fun by claiming they were mutinous.
Seirei, Kutsuwa Town, Squad 11 Barracks.
Ikkaku, Yumichika, we're heading out.
Yes, Captain!
They started to dash after Kenpachi, who had broken into a fast run.
What exactly would cause the captain being called and the stealth force to be on the move?
Who knows? As far as strange happenings go, I also heard that Hisagi went to the world of the living.
He did?
It was to do an interview in Karakura Town. He's probably talking to Shino too, I bet.
Wonder if she's actually doing her job right. I saw her partner once, and he just didn't look all that reliable.
Yeah, he's the younger brother of Yuki from Squad 6, isn't he?
Rikichi? That guy used to be Renji's underling. Now that guy actually had a backbone. Well, at worst, he came from the Spirit Academy, and he was dispatched in the Joreichi, like Karakura, so they must have seen something in the guy.
The world of the living, Karakura Town Mitsumiya, Urahara Shoten underground facilities.
What are we gonna do, Shino? How could Mr. Urahara have gotten kidnapped? Maybe this is the end of the world!
Shino sees Ryunosuke from behind as though performing a headlock.
Why are you such a Debbie Downer? This is the exact time when we've got to be calm and collected. Your older brother is the third seed of Squad 6, ain't he? Can't you learn to be like him even a little?
Ow! Ow! Ooh, ow! But the Seirei Bulletin was saying that we have no idea how many times the Soul Society could have been in ruins if Mr. Urahara weren't around.
Shut up! Any world that relies on that baldy Kisuke supporting it would be in ruins in 3 days. You idiot! What idiot wrote that? What kind of dumbass was publishing that fake news?
That was me.
Huh? Weren't you Kensei's lieutenant or something? What are you doing here?
I came to interview Mr. Urahara.
Look at me when you speak! Are you thinking, right after all this trouble, I had to run into such an annoying person? Huh?
Well, half of me is. Yeah.
You're actually saying that to my face, Baldy? Are you mocking me?
Hiyori twisted the hem of Hisagi's clothes. When Ryunosuke saw that, he thought she was probably trying to grab him by the collar, but she was too short. He sensed that he shouldn't say that out loud, though.
Oh, that's right. I'm supposed to tease you. Huh? Captain Hiroko said, if you see Hiyori, make sure to tease her for me.
Why that dumb little balding eggplant? Does he think he can give orders like that just because he's got the authority of a captain?
Have you and your Zanpakuto recovered now?
Yes, I'm fine. Thank you for helping.
Released from Hiyori, Hisagi bowed to Tessai.
I'm sorry. It happened right in front of me. Mr. Urahara was...
Please don't worry yourself. It was the shop manager's carelessness that caused him to be kidnapped. And all that means is that the opponent was just as powerful as he was. Based on what you said, it seems that their intent was not to harm the shop manager. So in the first place, we should just be happy that no harm was done to him.
No, I couldn't do anything again.
Why are you being so negative?
Because it's always like this. When something is essential, when it's important, I'm not strong enough. I couldn't show my face to Captain Tosen or Captain Muguruma after they trained me.
What is wrong with you? Grumbling pitifully is irritating enough, but you were calling Tosen a captain. Are you mocking Kensei?
No, that's not what I mean. Captain Muguruma is an amazing captain. I'm grateful and I'm indebted to him, but Tosen taught me my way of life. And as someone who I feel even now is a captain to me in the same way.
Why are you being so serious? Kensei is being too soft on you, allowing this kind of behavior.
Don't debase yourself like that. You yourself are a Soul Reaper who has survived his own fair share of carnage during a long military service. Though you blame yourself, your eyes still have life left in them.
That just means I'm not dead yet. I may have survived carnage, but I only just barely survived through dumb luck. Treating me like a hero would be giving me undue credit.
Yes, you are certainly different from Mr. Kurosaki.
I know that better than...
That is not what I mean. Mr. Kurosaki's way of fighting is to disregard his fear. On the other hand, I can see constant, uniform fear in your eyes. But even though you hold the fear in your chest, you still choose the path of battle and are continuing to be a Soul Reaper, are you not?
If you are truly afraid of fighting, then you have already gained something invaluable to a warrior.
Do I even know what the meaning of fear truly is?
I thought I told you. Those who do not know fear have no right to fight. Like I said before, you haven't changed at all. Even as you stand there to confront me, your words don't have a shred of fear in them.
This is not a matter of whether you or Mr. Kurosaki is correct. Mr. Kurosaki is certainly a hero who has saved the Soul Society, or perhaps the world, multiple times. However, he is a novice who has not lived even a full 20 years of life.
Kurosaki is impressive specifically because he's so powerful at that age. Calling him a novice compared to me
This is a matter of the strength of your soul. He is still in the middle of growing. His soul is both strong and frail. If he is able to confront someone as strong as Aizen, then there must be times he has confronted hopelessness and despair. Mr. Kurosaki is certainly a man of many qualities. However, he was neither an almighty, complete hero nor a strong, firm tree upon birth. Because of that, he was able to grow into his strength. If brushing off perplexity, grief, and occasional despair and fear becomes Mr. Kurosaki's strength, then it is those who have walked alongside fear for a long time who have the role of protecting his weaknesses in the moment he starts to sink in tears. What you have is strength.
What I have is...
It is not that you are special. One source of fear is death. What are Soul Reapers? Who are the ones to guide the souls who have strayed from the path? Supposed to do if they cannot protect others from fear. Well, that is what the shop manager would likely say. In a more concise way, an oaf like myself might not have his persuasiveness.
Hisagi suddenly slapped himself in the face.
Mr. Hisagi?
Tessai Tsukabishi, Kido Corps Commander, I thank you. You've opened my eyes.
Right now, I am but a humble candy store employee.
The worry and hesitation that had been in Hisagi's eyes had vanished entirely. Hisagi bowed to Tessai as he cut through his doubt.
That Soul Reaper sure is simple if he's gonna get all gung-ho over a lecture from somebody like Tessai.
Ururu karate chopped him on the head.
Don't be like that. I think it's cool the way Soul Reapers get all awkward like him.
Everyone had returned above ground and had started searching for clues as to where Aura and Yukio had gone. There was still a thin film over the sky, and they were still cut off from contacting the Soul Society. However, Hisagi noticed something strange. A small sphere placed on top of the store counter, releasing a strange reishi. It had a drawing of Urahara's face, and reacting to Hisagi's spiritual pressure the moment he picked it up, the sphere bounced and splattered red fluid on the store's floor. It dripped and wriggled on its own until it spelled out a sentence.
Whoa! What the heck is this?
Please look for Miss Aura's believers. They will likely have a pillar.
Is this a message from Mr. Urahara?
It was likely something he had prepared earlier, right before giving Hisagi Gente Kaijo.
What's that thing about a pillar? Does it have something to do with what their goal is?
Gross! What the heck is this supposed to be? It looks like something a murder victim wrote with his own blood.
Yes. If you saw this and thought it was like some dying message written in the victim's blood horror movie cliche, then you obviously have no sense of humor.
Shut up!
What should we do, Shino? I thought the same thing. Do I not have a sense of humor either?
I ain't even gonna entertain that with a response.
The postscript was longer than the actual message.
I apologize. The last sentence was preloaded in the sphere from the start.
Kukaku Shiba residence, the Rukangai.
I see. I understand what you're all saying, I do, but why have all of you come to our house after all that? Come on!
Kukaku's heel came down on top of Ganju's head.
No!
Stop making a commotion, Ganju. We have guests.
Are you actually going to treat all of these people as guests?
Including Ganju and his sister, over 20 people gathered in this guest room. There were the three usual freeloading Fullbringers, Ginjo, Tsukishima, and Kutsuzawa, the three Soul Reapers, Hirako, Nanao, and Yoruichi, the three Arankars, Grimmjow, Neliao, and Haribel, the Kurotsuchi Corpse Unit's Quincy's, Candice and Menina, along with Liltotto and Giselle, and Bambietta, who was crouching quietly in a corner, the Corpse Unit's Arankars, Dordoni, Cirucci, Luppi, and Charlotte in another corner, and Mayuri Kurotsuchi and Najahkoop, who are staying on the side, observing everyone in the room.
Hey, stop taking advantage of the confusion to observe us, you peeping Tom.
Why are you being so self-conscious? I mean, if I were going to stare anyone down, then it would start with you two, Lil, Gigi. When Basby betrayed me, you were complicit, weren't you?
How should I know? Wasn't Basby burning people from behind normal? It's not my fault you were too stupid to dodge it.
Ugh. Dredging up something from so long ago is just depressing. Not to mention being gross.
Why, you little? How much longer do I have to wait? I want to hurry up and tear apart this panther's guts. Really now, can you not even read the room? Even when I gave you such a perfect opportunity, you weren't able to defeat him. Don't embarrass me. Someday I will definitely break you!
Mayuri increased the voltage, and all the members of the corpse unit screamed as they tumbled to the floor shocked.
Why are we getting shocked too?
This is great! More! Give me more! Make me even more radiant!
Ha 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 ha. I can't move. This feels so strange.
A current like this is nothing to me.
Mayuri switched her attack from an electric shock to the hallucinations of centipedes crawling all over her body.
What is this? Wait. Wait.
And Candice ended up screaming too.
As you see, regardless of whether my underlings are Quincy's or Arankars, I can have them properly disciplined, so there is no concern in that regard. Though I cannot take responsibility over the wild Quincy's and stray Arankars.
You seem like you've been caught up in a pinch of trouble.
God, stop looking at me like you pity me. That's not a good look on you.
Killing someone in that state isn't any fun. Hurry up and escape or something.
I've got one thing to say. This is my house. I don't mind you being rowdy, but if you're gonna cut each other up, then take it outside.
That woman's strong.
Yes, she doesn't seem to be a Soul Reaper, though.
Well, to think that you were using a firefly for lighting until now. Though you are descendants of the Shiba family, you are living quite the frugal life. You repel visitors by being too simple and economical.
I'm gonna kick you out first.
I know how you feel, but please bear with him a little longer. I'm sorry I've dragged you into trouble again.
Don't worry about it. I told you before, didn't I? I love trouble. Say, where's Soifeng? I thought she'd be with you.
Yeah, she's not the type to think that the enemy of her enemy is a friend. I ordered her to go check out the abnormalities within the Cerate, so she's headed there.
Right. I don't dislike it, though, working against the mutual enemy.
While they talked, they felt several spiritual pressures making their way down the stairs and along the hallway. One pressure in particular was more pronounced, wild, and ominous.
This presence, the man who killed Neutra.
The Quincy girls took on a cautious tinge in their eyes, and Kutsuzawa broke out into a cold sweat. The sliding door opened and 5 Soul Reapers entered: Kenpachi Zaraki, Madarame, Yumichika, Kensei Muguruma, and Shunsui Kyoraku.
What kind of freak show is this?
Ugh. Well, it seems everyone is present. What a joy it is that there are even some beautiful ladies here. Now, how about we get started right away? It's time to supplant the 4 great noble clans.